It was huge, man. You know, being here and learning about the rivalry and getting a chance to understand, the importance of it to everybody, not just in Clemson but in this entire state. It was great to go out there and put out a dominant performance against the Gamecocks. Going into a hostile environment, it was a great place to play in, and I was just happy we went out there and were able to, hit our stride, going into that game and really play a all around complete performance.
Do you get a little bit of an adrenaline rush when it's winter go home like it is Saturday?
Yes and no. Obviously yes, because that means you're in championship season, and that means you're playing for something big. But then again, you kind of gotta not think about that as much because that just adds more pressure to it. You really just kind of focusing on just the task at hand. But yeah, you definitely do because when it is winter go home, or obviously every game that you playing and late into the season like this one means a lot to everybody around you, and not just for that moment, but also for the postseason and things like that. Yeah, you definitely get a little bit amped up and get a little bit more focused, I would say.
How much of a challenge is it to level your emotions coming off, a road rivalry game win, and then going into a championship game, and then possibly what lies beyond it?
For somebody that, well, for a team that hasn't been there before, I would say it's very, very hard. But the beautiful thing about us is that we've been in this position, 3 times in a row. So I feel like we're going to do a very good job, and we've been doing a good job of channeling our emotions and understanding that emotion doesn't win you games. It really goes back to the details and the process of getting ready to play. And when you are out there on the field, obviously emotion is a part of it, but it should be more so passion behind it that drives the emotion, not so the emotion that makes you go out there and react to things. But definitely I would say, it's just the experience of being in a postseason like this one, as far as obviously having everything that you want, all your goals that you set for yourself still in front of you, getting a chance to play in the ACC championship and potentially the college football playoff. I feel like we've done a great job of understanding that it's a process to doing these things and not getting overwhelmed with all the outside sources of it.
Understanding that it's a playing game basically for the college football playoff, do you look at it as pressure or opportunity?
Opportunity always. It's never a challenge. It's never a challenge or pressure that you put on yourself. We always look at it as an opportunity because we are our own team. It's not last year's team. It's obviously it's big for the program of Clemson, but this is our team. This is a new team every year, and we have new goals that we set for ourselves, and we're always hungry for making a mark on our history and Clemson history. So we see it as an opportunity, man. It's going to be a great environment to go out there and play against a team who is, man, it's the best Miami team that we've seen in a really, really long time. Really, really good defensively. A very, very confident offense, with the quarterback and the running back. The wide receivers, obviously they have athletes all over the field, so it's going to be a great game, and I can't wait. Obviously they can't wait either because, last time we played them, we got the upper hand on them, and we know that they're going to have, all those great players they have back there trying to get in their heads and tell them, we got to go out there and put out a performance. If you want to be the best, you got to more so beat the best, and that's what everybody making us seem like, a lot of people think we're going to come out as the #1 team tonight on the college football show, but obviously it's going to be a great game because you're 2 top-tier teams, and we both want that opportunity to go be in the playoff, definitely.
Do you see you guys as having a big advantage because of all the things you just said? You guys have been in this position, whereas Miami has not been on the big stage in a few years now, several years.
Anytime you having that experience of being on the big stage, obviously, that can be an upper hand to your team. But those guys, they played in a bunch of big games this year, playing against Notre Dame, NC State, whooping up on playing Virginia Tech and coming out with W's against those teams. So, obviously they have some experience themselves playing in the big games, and that coaching staff that they have, Coach Rich, he's been a part of some great teams. So I feel like they're gonna do a good job of getting those guys ready and not letting the moment overwhelm them. I feel like they're gonna be just as calm and collected as they can be, for sure.
What makes your defensive line so cohesive? I mean, come out the other day, you see 3 guys on the first team All ACC, 1 on the second team unit. I mean, are you guys that the fearsome foursome, I guess, for lack of a better term there? But what makes you guys so cohesive in the trenches to dominate at all positions?
I mean, I've said it before, and I'll say it again, man. I would just say it's just the brotherhood that we have. You know, I feel like it's not a closer group in the country. You know, it's really a family type thing, and a lot of people don't understand. You know, how can that really translate to the field? Well, when you want for your brother what you want for yourself, then you only gonna push each other to get better. So it just goes back to the off season of, you know, guys not so much as just working out on their own, trying to get better on their own, but just kind of bringing guys along with them, because you want everybody in that room to have success, and not just the workouts, but the film room and practice in general. We push ourselves, you know, on a constant basis, and I feel like, you know, when you do that, you know, your potential is unmatched. So that's why I feel like we've had the success that we've had, and we still have another level that we can go. We still have problems that we have on our D-line, things that we can clean up, and that's the beauty of it, because, you know, it's always something that we can get better at. But that's what I would say, man. It's just the cohesiveness that we had, and the amount that we care for each other, and how we want everybody to have success. Definitely.
What you just said is you've got things to clean up. And that was that this team hadn't played its best game yet.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you feel like you're inching closer to it?
I mean, with the last two games that we played, you know, I definitely feel so. You know, we played well the last two games. I feel like, and we're hitting our stride basically when we really, really want to. You know, late in the season, and obviously we played good games, but we feel like we haven't put together, you know, the best performance that we could, and that's the biggest thing. Do we know what that looks like? No, because this is this team's first time being together. But we have an idea, and we have a mindset on what we feel like, you know, what can happen if we put all facets of the game together as a team.
But you're still beating good teams by double digits.
Mm-hmm.
What will it look like when you finally do?
I don't know, man. Hey, who knows? You know, when you get into this half of the season, you know, every game that you play, and hopefully you win that game and go on to the next one. Every team gets better. So I don't know. Hopefully that just means we get an opportunity to go play for a national championship and win that. So, I mean, if you do that, I mean, I feel like you played your best ball that you could possibly do, no matter how bad you beat them by. It don't really matter.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, go ahead.
How do you get that culture going? You're talking about defensive lines and brotherhood. How do you intentionally cultivate that mindset? How do you do that?
I feel like, you know, obviously it starts off with just bringing in the right guys, and then when you bring in those guys, it's about the guys that are already there, you know, just caring and more so just wanting to leave their mark. And that's kind of the thing that when me, Dexter, Christian, Austin came in, we kind of just honed in and took on that role of, you know, what was given us when we came in. You know, guys really showing us the ways and putting us in that wheelchair and pushing us through the whole process of being a defensive lineman at Clemson, and more so just having that love and care for the people that come behind you. You know, because, you know, obviously it's not just about you, and you realize that. You know, you realize that if you as a player want to be at your best individually, it's going to take those guys around you to help you get to that level. You know, if you push the guys around you, then there's no question the level you could take your game to, obviously, because you see other guys around you who are just as good, just as talented, and care about you getting better just like you do for them. So that's what I feel like it is. It's more so just about caring. It's just the love that we have for each other, I would say. You know, and it's kind of crazy because it hasn't really taken a depth. It's really gotten stronger since I've been here. So that's one thing that I really noticed.
Has a topic come up at all that you Dex, Christian, and Austin may be playing your last games as a group together, deciding on what some of you guys decide to do with the NFL?
From people like you guys, I mean, not amongst within our team. You know, we don't think about that. You know, it's not something that we really focus on. It's not fair to ourselves, our team, you know, or anybody to think about that right now. It's really just focused on playing the next game for Clemson, because, you know, we're all in. Like I said, man, we're so dialed in on this team and this process of getting and accomplishing our goals. We don't really have time to think about that stuff. You know, when you Coach Sweeney say it all the time. When you think about, I can't remember what the saying is, but the people who find success are the ones that are too busy looking for it. That type of thing. So it's more so something that, you know, we don't really sit back and think about it too much. You know, obviously you hear the talk and stuff like that. And it's good that you have that talk, because you know that you have guys who, you know, are good guys and can potentially, you know, be really, really good players, and that's what you want at a program. But it's not something that you should really focus on, just because, you know, it's not what's gonna, you know, make you happy at the end of the day.
Before this season started, what kind of concerns personally did you have about how the team would carry on without Deshaun, and how quickly do you think Kelly answered any doubts you may have had?
Concerns? I don't really have any concerns because I knew what Kelly and just that our team in general was built on. But I did have some questions. Obviously, what was our identity going to be? Obviously, I knew that we had a lot of guys returning on defense, but we had a lot of guys leaving on offense. So I did have a question on what was the offense's identity going to be, and they've exceeded my expectations. Tremendously because they're playing really really well right now, and I knew that they could do that. But then again, though, when you got a new group of guys out there, you really got to wait until you go out in the field and do it. And for the defense, I had a lot of questions on, are we going to settle? Obviously we have all the hype around us, we have a lot of talent, but are we going to settle or are we going to want more as the season continues to go on? And I feel like we're kind of doing that, and we really are just still hungry, still had that same hunger that we had in the summer. And in the first game of the season. So that's really was just my main questions. Not so much concerns, but I was kind of, just wondering on how we were going to act or be as a team this year, definitely.
You redshirted in 2015. You didn't make the trip to Miami, did you?
No, I didn't.
Are you excited about playing them as opposed to, say, a rematch against Virginia Tech?
I mean, it don't matter. Whoever you play against doesn't really matter. I mean, you're in the ACC championship, but you get excited regardless. But I mean, I would say I'm excited to play against Miami because, I didn't play against them the year I redshirted. And obviously, the whole thing going on with, like, the swag is back, and which is great for them. It's been fun watching them play, all those turnovers that those guys get over there, and just seeing, how, it's a short matter of time they've turned around their success because they weren't doing so well for the past couple of years, but just to see them how well they've responded since, the new coaches came in, it's been really good to see. And I will say I'm pretty excited, get a chance to go out there and compete against them because, I mean, it's the you. You see all those. Some of my favorite player was Ray Lewis growing up. I'm a Ravens fan, so Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and all those guys, who else? Willis McGahee. You see those guys coming from Miami, and that's all they talk about, now. And it's like, wow, you get to go against a school who all those great players came from. So, I mean, it's gonna be a fun opportunity for us to go out there and have a chance to win the ACC championship against them.
Y'all been doing a good job reducing turnovers yourselves the last few games. Is that something that kind of inspires you, maybe outdo them in their own bread and butter department?
I mean, how many they got? They got like 20-something, don't it? 27? I mean, we got a long ways to go to outdo them, but I mean, for the last couple games, man, it's been really cool to just see, how many knots we've had, non-offensive touchdowns. And, that's been really good to see because, those things really change the game. And, for this game, seeing just how many they've had and just see how many we've had in recent weeks, that's going to be a big part of this game is seeing who can cause the most turnovers and who can have the least amount of them. So, I mean, as far as the year, I don't know if we'll hit that mark or that 27 mark that they got, but it will be a big difference in this game. I say, the turnover margin is going to be huge.
Any thoughts on the turnover chain?
I think it's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I like it. Hey, the swag is back. That's every university has their own little thing, that they go by. We got We Too Deep and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I like to wear it if we have something like that. I think it's pretty cool. Hats off to them.
What would you guys have if you had some turnover swag on the sideline? Top hat, can.
I don't know what we would have. It'll probably be something corny. I don't know. Coach Sweeney will think it's something corny to put on the sideline. I feel like, I don't know. I can't give you nothing. I know Coach Sweeney will think it's something corny to put out there, though, definitely.